Hello everyone, Procrastinating Turtle here. So this is part 7 of my Scarlet playthrough. So when I played this part, I don't know what happened. I did not change any settings on my computer, but I was not recorded. So I have the game footage and I just happened to notice it like at the very end, unfortunately. So this is just going to be me watching the playthrough and kind of reacting to it. That's the best I can do, unfortunately, since it didn't record me at the time. However, the next parts, this is hopefully fixed. So here I'm going toward Terra Raiden, and it was a surprise to me because it's a Vampy. And if you've seen my other video, which I will hopefully have posted before this, if not, this Pokemon may or may not be mentioned in it. And it's actually a Ghost Terror type, which Ghost is one of my favorite types. And if you guys want, I can go over my favorite types and least favorite types of Pokemon, since there are 18 types. So I could probably do like a top 5 or something if you would be interested in that. So I was looking to see if there was any Pokemon that would be a better match for the Vampy, since it's, I believe, a ground type, and since it's a Ghost Terror type, I was trying to figure out which would be best. So I was thinking Vampy would be good, or ground would be weak against water, I think. Why I didn't go for the Weasel, I think it was just because of the leveling of Weasel at this point. But I just went ahead and went with Coco. And Vampy is so adorable. So initially I was kind of struggling a bit trying to figure out which moves would be good, because I just could not for the life of me remember typing and the advantages and disadvantages of the different types. So I was just trying basically every move. Like the first one didn't do much, and then Ember certainly didn't do a lot. And then Vampy had rollout. So I don't know about you, but I am slightly annoyed by the move rollout, especially after I believe it's Generation 2, but it's whichever game has the gym leader with the Miltank that just constantly uses rollout. I just kept getting flashbacks to that game. Like I said, I was just trying to see which types would, or which moves would be good against Vampy. So I was trying basically every single one, and really only Fight and Ember did anything. Which I should have known that Tackle absolutely wouldn't do anything, since it's a normal type and it's a Ghost Terror type. And I was a little bit annoyed that Shriko kept fainting, which is not Shriko's fault in the slightest, because I have not really trained my Pokemon to be certain levels. And as you'll see in just a little bit, Vampy is actually higher level than all of my Pokemon in my team. So I'm just kind of glad that once you faint, it's not done with. Poor little Vampy, looks like he's so dizzy. at this point I was thinking if I wanted to nickname Vampy, since I'm very not good at nicknaming Pokemon. So I just kind of decided against it, hoping that maybe if I decide to give Vampy a name later on, there's one of the, I can't remember the name, like nickname raider maybe, or where you can at least change the name at a later time. And since I didn't have any room in my party, I decided to switch it out with Doxman. I meant Fido. And of course, because I always seem to lose track of where I'm going, I was trying to figure out which way would be the best way to go. And here I was a little confused at a Sunkern being out at night. You would think with the Pokemon being out, it may make more sense for a Sunkern to be out during the day. And here I was just looking to see if any of them happened to look like they were shiny, just on the offhand. I may do a shiny hunt at a later time because I know those can take a little while, and I'm not sure which Pokemon I would really want to spend the time shiny hunting. And also, it would take a lot of time from the playthrough, so I just kind of want to do what I can, like go through the game. Obviously, I'm not going for a speed run because at this point, I don't know how many hours of the playthrough I have on my channel. Probably a good 3 hours or so. Oh yeah, here I was like, maybe I can jump down. No, which is a good thing that you can't really fall from certain heights. Because I don't know about you, but I certainly wouldn't want to go through that fall that we did at the beginning of the game. And up here I just kind of wanted to see... Oh, I did not realize there was a second ladder until now. Whoops. And we fell. But luckily the phone saved us. And this threw me off for a second. I did not realize that was a Diglett right away. I like how this world, or this game, is open world. It's interesting to see all the Pokemon. Oh, I hear click clack of nails. I thought this truck was interesting because I was wondering maybe it was kind of like a Easter egg to Generation 1 where there was this rumor going around that Mew was hiding under a truck in the game. Part of me wanted to go to this Terra raid. Well, I thought this was another Terra raid den until I got close to it, and I realized it was a Diglett glowing. And I was trying not to get into a battle with that Squilvent because I wasn't sure if Diglett would be there. Here I'm trying to find the button that you could crouch down, since I do not know the controls of this game very well. It's still. This was very confusing because I had not seen this hat yet, so I wasn't sure what kind of Terra type Diglett had. I kept bouncing through maybe rock type or ground type in my head. But because Diglett has bulldoze, I think this is a ground Terra type, but I did not check. And I thought because it was a ground or rock Terra type, then maybe Weasel would be able to lower its HP just enough for me to be able to catch it. Since none of my Pokemon are really close to level 17, so I should probably start training them up a little bit. And then I realized that Phanpy is actually level 20, but that'll be coming up in a second because I did not look or realize at all that my Pokemon were as under level as they are compared to this Diglett. I was kind of not happy that Weasel missed at this point and fainted. Oh well. Poor Weasel. I thought maybe I should run, but I just decided to check out my Pokemon to see if I had any chance, and this is where I was like, oh, maybe flying would work, and I realized Phanpy was level 20. I was like, maybe I have a chance with Phanpy. Don't ask me why. I decided to use Rollout, which, remembering the Miltank from Generation 2, could be so bad, because I'm not sure. I think Rollout happens like 2 to 5 times in a row. And then once I saw the damage that the first rollout did, knowing that each subsequent rollout can cause more damage than the previous one, I was getting worried. But luckily, I guess, Diglett using the sand attack and Phanpy's accuracy falling, Phanpy missed. So I decided to go ahead and throw the Pokeball, because if I decided to hit Diglett with another move, it might just faint, and I don't want a Deerling thing happening again. So luckily I caught Diglett. So contemplating my next move, I decided to go towards a Pokemon Center. And heal my Pokemon. But then I thought, maybe that's not the closest Pokemon Center. I decided to go towards this one, down the hill. Also, I don't like that you have to go to the Pokemon Center after you have terrestrialized your Pokemon to recharge the terrestrialization orb. There's a name for it, and my brain just won't let me think of it at the moment. So then I decided to check on the map to see where I was to try to figure out, am I even going the right direction? And that's where I realized that we have Victory Road. I confused this with Victory Road being the very end. And so this gym is the bug type gym, it appeared to be. Or this is the bug type gym. And on here it says that is recommended for the first stop. So at least I wasn't going the wrong direction and in over my head as far as leveling. But I just wanted to check the surrounding Pokemon in the wild, or the wild Pokemon, to make sure that this gym probably isn't going to be super over level, even though it's supposed to be the first gym. So typically, like in the game's first gym is, I don't know, level 10 to 15 maybe. But me trying to figure out the map, how to work it, and see if I want it, what direction I want it to go. Yeah. It took me quite a minute to figure out the map and see if I was going even the slightest right direction. So this side, I'm guessing, is where the Herba Mysticas are, maybe. And then over this way is where you go for the gyms. And this Pokemon caught my attention because I was like, I know what it is, but I was like, did I run into this Pokemon yet in the wild? I don't think so, but it's the pre-evolution to Lokix. So I was curious, since that one's here, maybe I could find it out in the wild. And the first Pokemon I see is one of the dog type Pokemon. So I was like, I want to catch him. Or her. I wasn't quite sure. So since Mastiff is pretty adorable, I was like, I'm just gonna go ahead and catch it. Even though I have absolutely no type. Since I don't know what type it is, I was just playing it safe, hoping that I wouldn't make it faint again, like some of the other Pokemon. And I like the fact that it's a level 10, which hopefully means that the gym is not much higher level than that. And not many of my Pokemon have to be trained up. And I think this is about the time that I realized that I don't think my mic was actually working correctly. So I decided just to go to the Pokemon Center and heal my Pokemon and save the game. Which, unfortunately, I turned out to be correct in that my mic was not working. So luckily I figured this out here and before I recorded any other part. So with that, let's just get back into part 8. See you then.